So hello YouTube, this is the Slovenian Sonic HG, and today we're gonna have a small Australian Grand Prix 2016 preview, so let's get going. So the Australian Grand Prix was first held in 1985 at the Adelaide Street Circuit. The event was the last round of the season until in 1996 F1 moved to Melbourne, where it remains today. Albert Park has the opposite slot on the F1 calendar as at the beginning of the season, there were only two exceptions to this in 2006 and 2010 when Bahrain held the first round. Most of the time, the winner in Melbourne went on to win the championship, but from 2010 onwards, it only happened twice, with Sebastian Vettel in 2011 and Lewis Hamilton in 2015. Now let's look at the track. The Albert Park Street Circuit is a 5.3 kilometer and 16 corner racetrack. The race distance is gonna be 307 kilometers over 58 race laps. The track has two DRS zones with one detection zone. The majority of overtakes is going to happen into turns 1 and 3, and the next best opportunity being the turn 11 and 12 chicane. The lap record is still held by Michael Schumacher from 2004 on a 1 minute 24.1. So the most successful driver of the Australian Grand Prix of the current drivers is Jenson Button with 3 victories in 2009, 2010 and 2012. Then in second place of the still active drivers are Kimi Raikkonen and Lewis Hamilton with 2 victories each. Kimi in 2007 and 2013 and Lewis in 2008 and 2015. I meant 2008. So, the man with the most wins overall is Michael Schumacher with 4 wins in 2000, 2001, 2002, and 2004. The most successful constructor at the Australian Grand Prix in general is McLaren with 12 wins. But if you only count the wins in Melbourne, then McLaren and Ferrari are tied with 6 wins apiece. So the 2015 race was one of the less exciting races in Melbourne and in the season. Lewis Hamilton winning the race from pole and also collecting the fastest lap along the way, which was a 1 minute 30.9, which is about 7 seconds slower than the lap record. On the podium, he was joined by his teammate Nico Rosberg and at the time new Ferrari driver Sebastian Vettel. The race was started only by 15 cars due to Bottas having back problems. Kvyat and Magnussen retired on their way to the grid, and the Manners were not ready to race at the time when they were there, but they just didn't race for some reason. And then, so let's look at some fun facts and 2016 facts, race facts. So this season is gonna be the 20th anniversary of the first race in Melbourne, and 3 drivers will make their debut: Pascal Wehrlein, Jonathan Palmer, and Rio Haryanto, who will become the first Indonesian driver to start an F1 race. Kevin Magnussen will also return to the sport after a 1-year absence, and there will be 2 new teams compared to last season, them being Haas F1, the first American team in the sport since 1986, and Renault, who returned to the grid after a 5-year absence. Well, I say absence. It's still the same team as before, just it was renamed to Lotus in the meantime, and it's now Renault again. So, yeah. So this weekend we'll also see the introduction of progressive knockout qualification, which I don't feel like covering in this update video, but I might cover my opinions in the future. But yeah, and this is it's also going to be the first weekend under the new tire rules that include 3 dry-weather compounds that can be used during the race. And for this weekend, it's going to be the mediums, softs, and super softs. So, now to the fun facts. So, less than 50% of the races have been won from pole, which is a low number compared to some tracks. And the safety car has been deployed in over half the races in Melbourne, meaning that we'll probably see one this weekend as well. So Damon Hill equaled the biggest ever winning margin at the 1995 Australian Grand Prix when he won by 2 laps ahead of Olivier Panis and Gianni Morbidelli. The year before saw a controversial championship decision when Michael Schumacher crashed into Damon Hill, causing both of them to retire and handing Michael his first title. 1986 also saw Williams driver Nigel Mansell losing the Drivers' Championship in extraordinary fashion by with his tire exploding. In 1991, the conditions were so bad that the race was stopped after less than 25 minutes, which is still to date the shortest ever F1 race. The best result for a home driver is still Mark Webber's 4th place in 2012, although if he hadn't been disqualified, Daniel Ricciardo would have improved that to 6th. So in qualifying, now let's start for the times for the race. So qualifying will start at 6 a.m. British time on Saturday, and the race will start at 5 a.m. British time on Sunday. Well, this has been it for this preview. I'd like to apologize because it was kind of rushed along because this I wanted to do it this week, but in the end it turned out that this week was kind of it was a tough week for me. I had really low amounts of free time, so yeah. But I will be doing these still. I will be doing these regularly before F1 races. This one's gonna be released on Friday, just before the race, just on Friday evening probably. But the rest, I'm gonna target releasing the rest on Thursday evening, so that just before the race weekend starts, you can get your facts and the hot laps and yeah. This video, yeah. So and this is also gonna include a hot lap of the race, and I just didn't have the time, as I said again. So yeah, apologies, but the next one should be higher quality, and I have more time to do everything, and it's just gonna be less annoying than this one was. Than this one was to make because of the low amounts of time, but. Yeah, so leave a like. So yeah, leave a like if you like the video, if you heard some fun facts in it, and I would also encourage you to leave a like if you want to see more of these. If you're excited for good quality ones, yeah, leave a comment on your opinions on the concept of these previews that I do, and I might also and also leave what I could improve, but I would suggest that you wait for that till Bahrain. But yeah, so subscribe for more F1 content if you haven't already, and I guess enjoy the Australian Grand Prix. Bye.